guys. Good morning. There's nobody to introduce myself, so let me introduce myself, guys. uh, Jokes aside, good morning, everyone. I'll introduce myself in a bit. Can you all hear me clearly? Just to make sure I'm not talking to myself. If you can hear me, can you like put a one in the chat room or something? Can? Yeah, great. Uh, Thank you guys for waking up this early. To be honest, I always tune in morning sessions slightly later. Sometimes I have to catch the replay. I'm not a morning person. So really thank you guys for coming in. Now today, I've invited two guests with me along. It's actually Zeb and Jarrel. I'll introduce them in a while. But as discussed, the session today is about how to win, right? Ways to win, and you ask, we answer, right? So I didn't prepare any slides, guys. Anyone have any? Let's jump straight to the Q&A. No, I'm joking. Okay, so let me pull out my slides. It's a bit awkward because nobody's interacting with me. So obviously I did not get the slide from regional, so I made my own slide. So this is my design of ways to win. Now, before we even go into discussing about all of these kind of things, like what are the best practices, what are we doing right now, and of course we hope to get a lot of Q&A later. I hope this can be a really practical session. So anything you want to ask us, you can try to ask us in this 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, so anything you want to ask us, type in the chat box. I think Jarrel or Zeb can help me to watch out for the questions also. So before we go into this topic, I would like to discuss a very two issues that everyone is thinking about all the time. Of course, the first thing is COVID, and the second thing is our economy. So I want to talk about these two things in general a bit. Okay, so yeah, let's go in. So first thing first, let me introduce myself. My name is Tim. I've been in the real estate industry for around 6+ years, going to 7 years. Yeah. So before actually coming into the music, before coming into the real estate industry, I was a musician. So these are some of the pictures. It was some of the best times of my life. If you recognize some of these faces, like I don't know, you know this girl. She's Sheila Amza. I've worked with people like Joe, worked with people like Ramli MS. For AJL, any Malay people here? You definitely know AJL. Right? I was a house band before. I was the MD, music director for Cartel Records. Joe, Ultimate, Sona One. I can't remember all of them, sorry. But yeah, that's before coming into the real estate industry. Now, today I'm part of the team. We call ourselves LCI. LCI plus. So what does that mean? Actually, it stands for Land Commercial Industrial. Plus is actually residential, which what we does best, I believe. So let's jump straight to, oh, sorry, there's one more slide. So if you want to find out a bit more about us, this is our YouTube channel. Go ahead and search for it, LCI Plus. I have to type PLUS because you can't insert symbols in YouTube and Facebook. So PLUS, guys. Now, I believe a lot of agents are very concerned about COVID. I mean, not agents, sorry. I mean, everyone in this world is very concerned about COVID. And every day, this is what we see. Right, this is the numbers that we are looking at every single day. By the way, this is I think this is last week. I took this from last week, so today is different. Yesterday is very, very much different. Yesterday we hit an all-time high of around 19,190, if not mistaken. But I want to divert your attention to focus on something else. In fact, right, when you look at these two charts, I want you to look at the right-hand side column. We should be focusing on category 3, category 4, and category 5, if you can see it with me. So we should be looking at how many of these cases in total, what's the percentage of people that requires intensive care? What's the percentage of people that the virus actually infected their lungs, that they are in a life-threatening situation? Because if you look at it, category 1, right, it says tiada gejala. These people are out there walking, they basically don't have any symptoms. They're living life like normal. They have a little bit of fever. Category 2 is gejala ringan. And you see 4 and 5, right, is where memerlukan oxygen, they require ventilation and all. So this is what we should be looking for. The ratio of the people that requires intensive care units, that requires intensive care versus the total infected people, right? That's what we should be looking for. And the next thing is, and this is actually quite pleasing, because if you were to look at the next chart, this is our vaccination rate. We should be also focusing on that. Now, this data could be found in, oh no, I didn't prepare the link, but I will share the link later on Workplace. I'll post it below the live video. I'll put this link there. You can actually track live on the vaccination given every single day. And why am I saying this? Is because this chart is pretty hard. I don't know, heartwarming is the right word or what. But if you look at it, the total confirmed cases versus the total confirmed deaths, one thing we should be relieved of that is that the deaths are not catching up with the cases. There's a massive spike in the cases, but the deaths is still remaining somewhere around 150, 200. It's still hovering around that range. So this is what we should be focusing on. Now, there's this doctor in New York that I follow very closely. You can check him out. His name is actually Monsoon Diaries. This is his Instagram profile. Follow him. You can ask him a lot of questions. In fact, I've been following him since last year, March, when COVID outbreak in New York. He's one of the frontliners. He's one of the doctors. He's featured on CNBC, CNN, and a lot of news resources. He always answers my questions. Drop him a DM if you have any questions. But this is what they are saying. About 99.999% of fully vaccinated Americans have not had a deadly COVID-19 breakthrough case. CDC data shows. So most of the cases that people are in category 4, category 5, they are not vaccinated, or they have prior health conditions, which is why they require a little bit of additional care, or their life is in a threatening stage. So what do I think? Definitely I'm not an expert, but I do believe that one day COVID will be a normal flu. One day we might not be able to cure it, but it could be a normal flu where maybe Jarrel will text Zeb and ask, hey, where's Tim? Oh, Tim, Tim gonna COVID. He just stay at home, rest for 2 days. He'll be fine. Yeah, I believe that probably one day we'll arrive there. If not, then we are heading towards doomsday, guys. So I choose to believe in a positive way, and this is what experts are saying, right? So that addressed COVID. I hope that helps. And so now let's talk about economy. If last year you were in my training, I think last year March I did a training. I did a very bold call on a public training. I remember there were around 300, 400 agents there. The Asian regions of Keller Williams were invited also. I made a very bold call that time. When the market crashes, I say it's the time to buy now. And the reason why I said that during that period of time is because it's the first phase of lockdown. Now, we didn't know it's going to last this long. And the government, the federal government, the central banks in US and other countries are putting a lot of stimulations into the market to try to boost the market. And people want to spend money. So what happened when the market opened? If you still remember last year, March, I don't know if you still have that video, the market rallied. Because it's like putting Mentos into a Coke. But the Coke cap is covered because nobody can spend money. Everyone's stuck at home. But the question is, where are we today? Today we are in a very, very, very different market. And let me break it down what I think about this market. Now, just to clarify, this is not a buy call. This is just based on my opinion. Okay, this is just based on my opinion. This is not a buy call. So whatever you do after this is your own responsibility. Please do not quote me, okay, guys? So if you're wondering, hey Tim, do you know what you're talking? Why are you giving advice like this? Actually, I think I do know what I'm talking. In 2018, I took part in a stock competition. In the Asian regions, there were people from Singapore, there were people from Indonesia and all, and I got the 4th place. I successfully turned a 200,000 ringgit trade into a 1.69 million ringgit trade. So I somehow know what I'm talking about, but again, this is not a buy call. This is not a sell call, guys. Okay. So what I think about the economy. First of all, let's look at it. This is pretty sad when you look at it. It says that Petaling Jaya, more than 600,000 households from the middle 40% income group have slipped into the bottom of B40, which means people which are in this range, making 4,850 ringgit to 10,959 ringgit, they have slipped 600,000 household. That's pretty sad, right? A lot of people went from making 4 to 10,000. They went into the bottom of the B40 category. They went to making less than 2,500 ringgit a month. Now, we have to understand when the market shifts, there is a massive wealth transfer. There is a massive wealth change of hands. The rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer, and the middle class are slowly disappearing. Now, this is the sad truth. And the next thing, if you look at this, right, this is from KPKT, Department of Statistics Malaysia. You can see that this is the Malaysia economy. This is the leading indicator. And if you look at it in year 2020 and 21, right, we're actually at a peak comparing to 1993. We're just slightly a little bit lesser than that. Now, of course, if you were to ask anyone, if anyone tells you they know where the market is heading to, don't listen to them because nobody can predict the market. We don't know what's going to happen next. Okay, but this is what the data is showing. The economy is not doing that bad. And if I were to break down company earnings recently, if you go to StockBiz, STOCKBIZ, you can see all of the companies' earnings. Of course, there are companies that they're not doing well, but you look at it, there are a lot of companies that are recording record profits, right? You might say that this is year on year. Last year of 2020, nobody did well. So of course, everyone is doing much better this year. But I want to show you one thing here. Look at some of these companies, like some of the semiconductors, the ATEs, tech-related companies and all. Look at it. This is quarterly report, Franken, Corporation Berhad, 19, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, 20. You can see a consistent growth in the profit. So my question is today, when you say the market is bad, nobody's transacting real estate. My question is, where are you looking at? Are you looking at the wrong place, right? And also, if you look at it, this is the S&P 500 map. You can Google it as well. Companies are getting bigger and bigger. Apple is now the largest company, the richest company in the world. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, all these companies are really getting bigger and bigger. Just remember, when there is a shift in the market, there's a wealth transfer. Okay, just because we feel the pinch doesn't mean that everyone is in the same ship with us. Some people are doing way better than before that. All right. And I want to address another thing also. A lot of people talk about this foreign shareholdings in Malaysia equity market. You look at it, right? Today, I believe recently a lot of gurus talk about this also. Today, foreign shareholdings in Malaysia equity market is really, really low, which means if you're investing in the stock market, it's almost like retail investors playing with retail investors. Who are retail investors? Me and you. We are trading against one another. Foreign funds are not here to push the market. Now, should you be concerned? I personally think not really. Now, if you think, let me relate to real estate for you. When we talk about, for example, when we talk about REITs, does anyone know what does REITs look for when they invest into a property? Anyone knows? Anyone can give me like one correct answer, I'll buy you a meal. Does anyone knows what are REITs looking for? Jarrel and Zed cannot answer. Political stability. No. Okay, not really. Yep. Chris Wong, Chris W gets it. Yeah. Okay, to be exact, REITs look for a lot of things, like a creative income, long-term tenancy, triple net leases. Triple net leases is one of the things that they're looking for. What's triple net leases is, of course, taking the gross rental yield, minusing off all the fire insurance, all the other expenses, and netting that rental, right? That's triple net. Now they're looking for a triple net with a spread of around probably 2%. So let's say the interest rate is the current market interest rate is around 3%. Example, I know it's not that high, but assuming that the market rate is 3% if you put your money in the FD. So they're looking for a healthy spread of 2% because there's expenses involved in paying to their management and all in the company, right? So 1% goes there, and then another 1% goes into the profit, which they could use it for dividends and all. Just understand REITs is in the rental business. They're not looking, they're not in the real estate business. Yeah. So if you go to a REITs company, and would you invest in this real estate building that is empty right now that could potentially fetch a 7% rental yield? Be really ready that they won't reply you, because they are not in the real estate business. They're not interested in looking for tenants. They are looking for existing warehouses or premises that fetches a triple net with a healthy spread so that they will invest. Now, what does that mean? In other words, if I were to put it back here, that means that in a market like that today, the REITs are not buying because there are no triple net in this market right now. Retail business are suffering. They are not in a business where they hopefully, when the market recovers, they will fetch the rental. That's why if you pay attention to the news, I don't see any REITs company acquiring any property right now. Because when you are in that size, you are given a mandate by your shareholders and your companies that you should only invest into a certain market when all these conditions are met, which is why every funds have their own mandate. Give an example. Foreign funds, there are open funds and closed funds. Open funds as in like maybe BlackRock, when they come into a market, they're given a mandate that you have to exit the market within 15 years. The question is this market liquid enough or not? So the next thing also, when a foreign fund come to Malaysia, the first thing first, they're looking for political stability, which is what we don't have now. Now the question is, will we ever achieve that? I believe definitely we will. Regardless how corrupted the politicians are, sensitive. They will also want the company to thrive, right? They want the country to thrive. So at the end of the day, this will just be a temporary issue. So I believe all of these will pass. So I hope this two perspective of COVID and also the economy helps you lift your mood up a bit, okay? Don't be so negative today, guys. So today, again, whatever I said was based on my opinion. It wasn't a buy call. Nothing, guys. Everything, your own decision. Right, so this is my thought. A problem is just a misunderstood opportunity. Today, are you looking at an opportunity or are you looking at a problem? Are you realizing that more and more companies are recording profits, record profits? Like yesterday, Hata just announced their results, right? And it's I can't remember how much it is, but it's a massive amount. Are you looking at that, or are you looking at people losing their jobs, right? So focus. The next thing is, which brings me to my first point today. By the way, guys, Jarrel and Zeb, you can jump in with me anytime you want, right? Okay, you can jump in with me anytime you want. We didn't really plan this, guys. So the conventional way of real estate agent doing business is that every time they get a listing, the first thing they do, they hang a banner. Right, that's the conventional way of agents doing business. Now today we want to share with everyone how to be a little bit more targeted, right? This is what the average rents are doing. They get a random listing somewhere. I don't know where is it, and then they calculate the commission, how much I can get. They advertise on the portals and wait. Hopefully someone calls me, and then hopefully done deal, and then they calculate the commission again. Any one of you is guilty of this, please put 5. I think I should put 5 or so. Yeah, see, I put 5 or so. I used to do that, right? Right. So we drive down to power of focus. I believe that today's market, a lot of agents are really tossing a net and hoping to close a deal. A lot of times they're just throwing a net. Now, I'm not referring to any specific markets, guys. I'm not talking about any specific markets, but I believe that in every single market, we should always be a little bit more intentional. We should understand our consumer. We should understand who are we targeting and all, right? So let me unshare myself for a while. Jarrel and Zap.
Hey,
Hi.
hey.
Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, I forgot to interview you guys. I forgot to introduce you guys. So Jarrel and Zap is my what?
What?
Jarrel and Zap are my friends. We have a very unique relationship. We met one another in church. We serve together. Uh, and Jarrel has a very complicated relationship with me because I'm doing studies right now, right? And Jarrel's girlfriend is actually my boss. So yeah, and then but okay, never mind. Let's not get there. Okay, guys. So
Yeah,
let's
let's
talk
not get
about
that.
power of focus. Let's talk about power of focus. What do you guys think? How do you guys think agents should conduct their real estate business?
Um, it's a valid point. I feel focus is the first most important thing that everyone should think about, especially in this season of a pandemic. Focus looks very different for everybody, I believe. For example, focus can example relating to our business. Focus can look like focusing on a certain location, which is number one, or second, sometimes focus can look at focusing at a certain price. So, for example, now you can see a lot of HOC campaigns appealing to the middle to high market. Or another third example is sometimes focus can look like at a focusing at a certain market, so commercial warehouses, industrial land, hospitality, etc., etc. Yeah, what do you think, Tim?
Right. I think it's a great point. A lot of times I notice. I mean, not putting anyone on the spot, but sometimes. I mean, I used to fall into that trap also. That I have a listing, maybe in Bangi, and then I have a listing in Pajang, I have a listing in PJ, I have a listing in KLCC, I have a listing in KL Central. I think eventually we all have to make a point to decide which is our area of focus. Right, we have to decide where we want to be. Now I'm talking about the residential market. And if I want to go even a little bit niche, right, I believe everyone likes to hear us to talk about a little bit about land and commercial industrial and also, right? So I want to go to that direction also. If you decide to be in that route, you got to be really, really targeted. I give you some examples, okay? If you want to take notes, like example, somebody I do warehousing. Okay, great. What kind of warehouse? There are a lot of warehouse you should be considering. There are cold chain networks out there today where people store medical gloves, medical supplies, uh, frozen food, and all. Cold chain. There's a very big warehouse in Puchong. Uh, and then you can be also be focusing on small warehouses for last mile delivery. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with the word last mile delivery, but because of internet shopping, right? Because of Amazon, Shopee, and Lazada and all these things, right? People nowadays they order like for me, I order right now. I hope that I can get my stuff in 5 minutes. Like when I'll keep check on my app and like, oh my gosh, it's still at a warehouse. It's still at a warehouse. Anyone
Yeah.
saw that joke before? You order something from China, it's going to take 2 days to arrive, and you order something from Puchong, it's going to take 5 days to arrive, right? So yeah, so last mile delivery. A lot of e-commerce are looking for a last mile delivery. In fact, the last four-story building rental we did, Zeb, remember that was last mile delivery. They
Yeah.
want to have small warehouses around everywhere so that everyone can get their item faster and faster. So that's small mile delivery. If you're last mile, sorry, last mile delivery. Please don't write small mile delivery, guys. And then the next thing people talk about, I do land. Great. What kind of land are you doing? Are you doing quarry mining land? Are you doing petrol station land? Right. I do. Are you understanding what this petrol station company looks for? I see people doing plantation land. Do you know what this plantation company looks for? Industrial land. Now, industrial, we can even break it down to heavy industrial, medium industrial, light industrial. Or some people talk about development land. I work with developers. Great. What kind of development land? Are you looking at township? What's the minimum size required? What are the appetites of developers? Are you talking about boutique development? Right. Are you talking about pocket developers? Guys, sorry, I'm a bit cheap lah, my English sometimes, so please bear with me. Are you
It's
talking
okay.
about pocket developers? Thanks, Dad. Uh, are you talking about mixed development, right? And then, of course, the hottest transit-oriented development. Are you talking which kind of land are you really focusing on? Do you know what you're doing or not? And then, of course, I think agents need to really make sure that they understand the technicality of all these kind of things. Don't advertise listings to shorts in the area. I notice a lot of times agents advertise listings to shorts in the area, right? So my biggest aha when I venture into this market is that I notice too many agents are holding listings that cannot be done. Now, if you ask me what cannot be done, I'll need one whole day to explain what cannot be done. But when you come to all these kind of deals, there's technical issues, there's regulatory issues, accessibility, approvals, and all. So some development, some land cannot be done, and I've seen a lot of that in workplace. Now, if you want to ask, if you need help and all, you can always reach out to us. But yeah, I noticed that a lot of agents are not transacting because they are holding these things that cannot be done, or priced incorrectly, which is priced out of the market. If you learn about that on shift, right? And then they complain that the market is bad. Now, a lot of times is the listings that we are holding, we don't evaluate them. We get random listings everywhere, and then we advertise, and then we hope somebody calls us, and then we hope we close the deal. That's my biggest takeaway. Just venturing into this market. Zach, you've been quiet for very long, right? What about you? What do you think?
I think what you say is correct, lah. I think at the end of the day is don't be emotional about your listings. It's in the end of the day, it's not your dad's land, it's not your father's house or what. If it's priced incorrectly, just walk away, lah. Yeah, that's for me.
Right. I remember when we have all those land discussion in the beginning phase, the first 6 months, every Monday, a 1 hour conversation could end up 5 hours because you guys argue. Saki is not here, lah. Saki is the architect. Saki will spend 4 hours to argue with me on his land, which cannot be done. And then at the end of the day, we eventually arrive a point where we decide this is not my father's land, lah. I shouldn't be so emotional about it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's our key takeaway from focusing this market. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, right, please put that. Chinwoo Stadium asking 4,000 ringgit per square feet. Yeah, extremely ridiculous. TRX, if not mistaken, Tun Razak Exchange, the last transacted price was around 3,000 plus ringgit per square feet, right? And that period of time, the government approved the plot ratio at 15. And after that, the new government come in, DBKL revamped the city planning, and they changed it to plot ratio of 10 maximum cap. And I wonder how many developers can actually continue to build there. Their profit margin definitely have shrunk, and I don't think that effective land cost, price, and all can make up to that. Now, let's talk about the next thing. Guys, if I'm going too fast, please stop me. I'm used to talking at this speed, okay? So the next way to win, definitely I would think it's, what do you guys think? Lead generation?
Yep. Lead generation is everything, man.
Well, why KS won't give me sad face? KS, why you sad? Guys, this is a very... All right, KS, don't be sad, okay? Yeah, lead generation. Guys, so we had some closing in KL Central for the last 2 months. Sorry, how many units was it again, guys? Sorry, I don't remember.
We had about 9 since the start of FMCO, so since June. Just this 2 months alone already.
What does FMCO stands for? I don't know, just joking.
Gosh.
Right, okay. So, yeah, and I think we have a few more in the pipeline now.
Yeah.
Guys, what are you doing? Where did the leads come from, guys? If you don't mind sharing with everyone.
Yeah, so the leads are mostly coming from campaign. We are really utilizing campaign a lot actually, and we tried all sorts of advertising that you can think of out there. We tried Instagram, we tried Facebook Direct, but so far what really works for us in this season is really campaign. So we're really sticking to it currently, and it looks very promising. The cost per lead might be slightly higher, but it's giving us appointments and giving us results and closings as well. So campaign commands the way to go.
Zach?
I think for me it's also campaigns. I mean, we tried a lot of lead generating activities as well, but the one that's generating the most is campaigns. Yeah.
Okay, great. since everyone's talking about campaign, let's just talk about campaign lah. Okay. So how many campaigns you'll run like per week? How much you'll spend and all to get a good result lah. I mean, let's talk about 9 bookings, a few SPA signs, right? So
Yeah.
How much do people need to spend?
For me right now, I'm running at least 2 campaigns a week, average lah, on average. So one campaign is on Facebook, one campaign is on Instagram. Yeah.
Jarrel?
So 2. Yeah.
How much you spend? How much is the spending though?
Oh, for me, mine I put average $3 a day.
A month in total? Like how much does it look like?
I allocated 1K lah, 1K for each month for my budget for campaigns, just to run ads. Yeah.
Wait, suddenly I need to calculate in Chinese. 339 90块 90 times 4. Okay, around there. Never mind. Never mind. Guys, let's talk about campaign, right? Okay, so how the results, I believe it has been great so far. So let's talk about some of the best practices and all, right, when running a campaign. How do you all track your campaign?
Well, for us, we just track using a Google Sheets actually. So
Can we show?
it's
Is it okay?
sorry.
Can we show? Any sensitive
Yeah.
information?
No, it's not really sensitive. Yeah. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Wow, thank goodness it's here. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see it.
Can.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, just give me a bit. Oops, sorry guys. This is
So big. It's okay. You don't have to zoom it. For my age, I still can see it.
Thank God. Okay, guys. So this is how we track our campaigns. Actually, we included our start dates, how our advertisement looks like, our target location, the platform that we use. We have a few Facebook pages, but we try to stick to one. The cost that is recorded here, and the period of us running it, and of course, one thing that we do very very different is David and I. David is a partner of mine that works very closely, and he's obsessed with numbers. So what he did was he included numbers of impression, clicks, conversion, the ratio, everything that you can imagine is all here on this one spreadsheet. And basically, we included all the remarks to just help us track our campaigns, because sometimes as we publish more campaigns, we can really forget about what happened when we first started. So we just want to really remember what works and what doesn't work. So guys, the whole point of this is for us to track what is working, what is giving us the best result, which location is giving us the best result in fact, and also what we can do to improve our advertisement to encourage the crowd to click on the registration button. So in a sense, from whatever that we have learned from the MREA and Shift book, we want to start closing them from the start. So sometimes closing them from the start can look like converting the crowd to leads, and then from the leads we convert it to appointments, and appointments to bookings, and of course bookings to SPA signing. So that's the whole point of all the numbers here actually. We are just trying to find out what works and what doesn't work, and we want to learn from our mistakes so we do not make it again, if that makes any sense.
Right. Right. Thanks, Jarrel. And I remember we talked about this a lot of times, right? Before this, we weren't tracking. I remember I heard this somewhere, and I shared it before. When Steve Jobs go into an Apple meeting, he doesn't ask his staff, "Hey, how's Apple sales in China?" And the head of marketing stands up. The sales have not been really great. Why? I think because China people I feel it doesn't work that way, right? It should be like last year we spent 100 million advertising in China across 7 cities, and we reached around 500 million people, and we took a 70% survey and all. All this data help us make better decision when it comes to running campaigns, right? So I'll ask a few questions later, but every time we're just trying to understand what people click onto, right? Why certain ads get more click, why certain ads get lesser clicks, right?
Yeah.
Could it be the caption? Could it be the image written? And we keep testing different headlines, right, to find hook points to get people on it. Right. So it's about massive testing. Same like we're doing massive testing for COVID, right? So question, Instagram versus Facebook. Zap, you want to take that?
For
Oh,
me,
I was,
what?
I thought Jarrel was answering, sorry.
For me, I feel
Instagram versus
I
Facebook.
would. Jarrel will pick Facebook, right? I will pick Instagram. Jarrel, you want to explain?
Okay, so
Okay.
just a brief background. Zep has been trying both Instagram and Facebook, and I've been only running mostly Facebook. And yeah, for me, there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
Actually, Facebook. My logic is Facebook is still the largest social media platform that a lot of people use. Even my parents use Facebook, and a lot of older generations have been using Facebook. So yeah, Facebook still appeal to the larger general audience actually. So it's still worth using Facebook compared to
Yeah.
Instagram at least.
For me, like I believe like I believe what Jared says is true also, and of course this is all based on personal opinions. Yeah. So for me, I realized that Facebook have a lot of fake registration. So be it a lot of fake accounts where agents actually create fake accounts to sabotage your ads, you know. But for Instagram, right, it's more of a real user behind the user. If you get what I mean. Yeah,
Genuine
Facebook is
user.
more genuine user lah. Facebook is more diluted with all the fake accounts and stuff like that. But again, this
Right.
is personal opinions lah. Yeah.
Not opinion lah. Not opinion,
Uh,
guys. We
uh,
track it. Not opinion,
I will
okay?
track it. Correct.
Yeah, no opinion. Yeah, so I get what that means. A lot of people a lot of real estate agents intentionally create fake Facebook account to sabotage your ads. Yeah, and like for me myself, I have like 4 Facebook accounts.
Why do you need
I
so
don't
many, man?
sabotage people. I don't sabotage people's ads, but sometimes you feel like, oh, I just grow up a little bit. I want to have a new circle of friends now. So instead of unfriending everyone, I just create a new a Facebook account. Example.
Really?
So yeah, that's what people do a lot of times, right? Not like Instagram, right? Instagram, sometimes people go through a breakup and then they just hide all the pictures, right?
Ouch.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
you relate
true.
to that?
Can.
Okay. All right. Pictures versus video.
Videos.
Videos.
Yeah.
Why?
Because so many people post pictures on Facebook, so you can just scroll past it, right? For video, because there's this thing called the autoplay function. When you scroll past the video, it will play by itself. So I think in terms of video, we can create like a hook point within the first 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Then that can hook people's attention. That's for me.
Right. Just to clarify, also the autoplay function only works when you upload a video directly to Facebook, right? When you put a YouTube link, it doesn't have the autoplay function, right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And then maybe the next one, longer time frame campaigns versus shorter time frame campaigns.
Oh wow, this is
Good question. Good question. I will go for longer time frame because
we've learned from our mistakes.
Yeah, because longer time frame, you actually filter out all the fake registration, if you get what I mean. Yeah, because and then another thing is you get more exposure. Like people will see the ad for a longer period of time if they don't register it. Yeah.
Right. So you're saying that maybe today, like I saw the ads, I wasn't ready to register right now, but because normally we run 10 days previously. So suddenly on the 11th day or 12th day, I feel like I want to look back for the ad. Suddenly I couldn't find it anymore. You're talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also just to catch it also, you said that when we run a longer time frame, we actually reduce fake registrations because if I put it in this way, I'm not sure if it's correct or not. Let's say we have $100 budget. We run 10 separate campaigns. We are allowing the same, sorry, I can't think of a word. The same asshole that register your campaign to register 10 times, right? Instead of like he can only register once, but you gave him like a 10 window opportunity to register 10 times. Are you talking? Are you referring to that?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. We've
Right.
learned from it.
I think,
Right,
Tim,
so-
there's a few questions here on the chat box. Do you want to answer later or you answer now?
Do I answer a question? We don't answer a question. No, just joking. What's the question?
So one Kyrie's asked how long duration of video. Anyone answer that?
I actually like shorter version videos like on Facebook actually, because people's attention span are really low. I remember this guy called Mark Verghese, right? He said that attention time span of a human is actually 7 seconds, right? And a
Yeah, yeah,
goldfish
Very
is
short,
8 seconds.
very short.
Goldfish is 8 seconds. We are losing to the goldfish, guys. But of course, a lot of times people don't have that. They don't watch the whole video. You need to hook them the whole period of time. Yeah. So I'd rather keep
yeah.
it short, 30 seconds. What about you, Zach?
I totally agree with you. I mean, I
Unless
can
we are
add to
doing
that lah.
home tours, right? Unless we are doing
Yeah, yeah,
home
yeah.
tours on YouTube and
Correct.
all, it's fine to go 4 or 5 minutes. But I feel like when you hit 10 minutes, you really have to have a lot of content. If not, people
Yeah.
are not going to stay with you for 10
Yeah.
minutes.
I also don't know about you. Every time I watch a video, right? If I see it's 35 minutes, I would skip. Yeah.
I wouldn't skip our times two.
Yeah. And then you might
Our
miss out
times
some
two.
parts as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Chris asked what's the duration of your campaign? 20 days
Oh,
or one month?
good question.
We
So
started with 10.
Yeah, 10. Because minimum on campaigns is 10 days, right? So, but longest we've run was like what, 2 weeks, 14 days, 17 days. Yeah.
Yeah, then we stretch on to about a month, and we have plans to actually, I think 2 months. We have plans to
We're
do
gonna
it
try.
longer.
We're
We'll
gonna
try.
try 2 months lah.
We'll try.
Yeah, we have to try and error, all these kind of things. And remember when we were running shorter campaigns, there was this guy that keep registering our ads. His name was Aiden Fu. AID
Oh.
Fu. Yeah, this guy registered on our campaigns, all of it, man. I remember that I invested into a lot of data search and all. And I go and find the fella's income tax lah, his IC number, his house address and all, and then we call the fella and scold him, right?
Chris got it too.
Yeah, Chris got it too.
We already got rid of Aiden Fu, by the way. We've blocked, I think we've blocked maybe 60 to 70 agents from our Facebook page.
Tim, you should do a poll.
Yeah, the key is always to look at your Facebook ads, see the people that like your ads and all, and then go and search them thoroughly and block all of them from your Facebook. I will do another thing is that I might, if I'm doing KL Central, I'm doing KLCC, right? The first thing I'll do is I'll go and find all the agents that are doing KLCC on iProperty, Property Guru, Prop Social, and all right. I'll find all of them and I'll block all of them from my Facebook. Yeah, I mean these people might sabotage your ads lah. Just to be very honest with you, right? Right. So guys, we've talked about how we capture leads in, and now let's talk about how do we track them and follow up, shall we?
Yeah. I think that's.
Is there
that's
like
very
a
important.
specific way we track them and follow up with them?
Yes. We do. You want us to show? Is that you want?
Yeah.
Maybe you should show.
Yeah, sure. I think before I show, wait, let me just press first.
Press what?
Yeah, let me share screen first. Can see?
Yeah, can. Wow.
Okay, so basically I believe like everyone of you here read the book the MRA book, right? So the MRA book talks about specific type of the 12 direct 8x8, right? So what we did was we incorporated that system into a Google spreadsheet. So for all the leads that came in, right, I just screenshot a part of it and put it here lah. So for all the leads that comes in, we put them straight into this 12 direct, and we touch base with them specifically 12 times lah, to try to bring them into appointments. So after that, right, we will bring them to our met list to touch base with them another 8 times, right? So I think a lot of times agents, they would stop halfway. They would give up halfway following up. Because some of them, they are not responsive or whatnot, right? So what we actually do was along the way, like you see right side on week 6, we put there like I pass to Mikey, which is someone that I work with, partner with. If the leads don't reply or whatever, we just switch the lead around and we try to communicate with them. Yeah, but I think along the way, what we learned is that after we switch the lead, right? Like let's say I pass to Jarrel and Jarrel call, and they actually got appointment from there. So the lead we know is not wasted lah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to emphasize one thing also. A lot of times we start following up too soon, and we cannot expect everyone to respond, right? Let's
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
very honest here. Sometimes even Whaley texts me, I also never reply to her.
Okay. It's
Right.
okay.
No, sometimes like I just reply, yeah, she said sometimes sometimes we wake up like, yeah, today is a great day. I want to reply to all of the regionals texts. I'm gonna reply. Then the next week, right, and then you don't feel good, and then they just text you, and then whatever lah. Today I don't feel like working. I don't reply them. And we have to acknowledge that people go through different seasons in their life. Right. People go through different seasons in their life. Like Zeb was missing for a while, right? Like a few months ago. You
Yeah.
want to tell us what happened?
Wow, are we going there?
You wanna explain why? You just put it there.
Yeah, basically Zeb went through like basically Zeb is available, guys. He's my listing. Okay, it's an exclusive listing. He's looking for a partner, but he went through a break. I remember he went through a breakup, and he was MIA for many months lah. But just put it there that way, that we need to acknowledge that people go through different seasons of their life. So we need to constantly touch base with them, that eventually
Yeah.
when they decide to reply to you, you are there for them, right? That they are not looking for your number. Zeb is available, guys. Zeb is available. Right? If you are interested, please
Send your bids.
get in touch with me. Yeah, I do co-agency, by the way. So by the way, it's all about knowing your numbers, right, guys? Track your campaigns, understand why are people clicking in, why are people not clicking in, find what works best for your market. Instagram could work better for us. It might not work as good as your market. We never know, right? Videos work better for us. Maybe not for you. We don't know. So you need to track your numbers, okay, guys? Right.
Yeah.
So guys,
Hey, Tim.
anything you want to add?
Tim, I think since we talk so much about project, right? Why not let's talk about sub-sales? I think there's a handful of agents here that are doing sub-sales as well. Maybe you can show us how you track the sub-sale process.
Let me see. Got.
Anita is
Okay.
excited.
Wait. Yeah. Right. So for normal listings, what we normally do is we do this, right? We find all the houses with all those portals, SK, iPlan, SysMap and all, and we put it down to individual lots and individual numbers, and then we find each house. This was our attempt in doing Taman Tun last year. Right, and then we stopped doing because Naki and Yin Peng come in, and then we cannot cari makan, so we left Taman Tun, right, guys? No,
hard.
just very hard. Especially if Naki is there, it's very hard for us. So by the way, this is how. No, just joking. We just testing it. It worked apparently. So we went from houses to houses. We document every single person contact. And then we just consolidate all the listings together, and we share the resources, and how we track our processes, right? This is how we track our land processes. I have to crop out a lot of things because there are a lot of sensitive issues. There are a lot of non-disclosure agreements and all. But I like to use this thing called Trello. Of course, you can use your opportunities and all in Command, but because I upload a lot of documents, a lot of PDFs inside to each land, so I have to use this, and then we share resources. We need to see who is in charge, so you can see different faces here. These are all Sakit's faces, and then you can see Jarrel's faces here. Sakit's face, Zeb didn't put his face, I don't know why. Must be going through a hard time. Never mind. Right. So you can see that also because we use Trello, because I want the agents to really document what they find. Right. So example, I spotted this land because say it could be used for affordable housing, the land detail, the land size, land condition, land category, syarat nyata, sekatan kepentingan, restrictions, the location, the shape of the land, rectangular, trapezoidal, squarish, everything. Distance to transportation, USP, what they think of that, pricing details, the asking price of the land, the asking price per square feet, lease extension cost, land conversion cost, other costs. It should be national contribution fund, contingency fund, and blah 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 blah. Total land acquisition cost is all here. So we need to document all of that down, and I choose to put it in Trello because I see the whole thing as a process. So I had to block these two because these are all very sensitive, classified information, development potential, stage of the land, pricing details and all. But a lot of times we miss out our listings that can be done because we have too many listings. right? So I like Trello because we can drag it, processes, can share and all. So I have land that is keep for future. Maybe they don't want to sell now, so I'm eyeing for an opportunity. Cannot do, maybe because of technical regulatory issues. Maybe I'll wait for a change of government. Example, owner's not keen to sell, then maybe I have to wait for the owner to Kong Ka Kiao. It's my listing is that Sakit Jarrel, and then we move to the next page. When they find land, when we see it's great, and we drag it to looks promising. Then okay, right? Check it okay. Then we drag to need to search. We search for the owner. Then after that, eyeing on it is a special column. I just ignore this, and then we work on a mandate to sell, mandate obtain, troubleshooting, deal structuring, met prospect evaluating, offer made, negotiating, offer accepted, done deal, condition precedent, unconditional SPA. So with this, right, I can see very clearly on the processes. Every day I wake up, I just focus on the later column where they do all their screenings, and then when it's okay already, can be done already, I'll drag it. Yeah. So I'll just focus on the back columns, right? And I think that's a good practice everyone can use to track your sub sales, right? So you won't miss out all the listings that can be done because you have too many listings that cannot be done, right? Does it help? Right. Okay. Right. So where are we now? Right. I think we have addressed that. That's Trello. Yes, correct. That's Trello. So let's move on, guys. Let's quickly move on. What are the things that we can win in this market? I would say resourcefulness. Right. A lot of times we focus on what we don't have, but we fail to realize that we have most of the things that agents ever need to be successful. We have all the tools. But let's talk about video. Zach, you created a video during MCO, which we use it to run campaigns. And I'll ask you about the video later, but I just want to show everyone this is a very short video that Zach did, which is pretty good, I feel. Pretty good only, not the best. Just joking. Okay. Just want to make this session a bit more fun, guys. So this is a video, 30 seconds, right, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Welcome home.
Great. That video was exactly 34 seconds, 4 seconds extra than what we say is great, which makes it not the greatest. No, just joking. Zach, question. We were in a lockdown. Where did this video come from?
Purposely drive out during all this lockdown. Just go take joking. So basically in our team we have this video library in our Google Drive. What we do was for every video we took pre-lockdown, we actually gathered everyone's footages together and put into this drive. Yeah. So what I did was actually I just edited the footages here and there, and then just recorded the first 5 seconds of the video in my own room, which is here. Yeah. Talk about very resourcefulness, right? Yeah.
Right. So just for everyone's context, we work in a team. So if you don't know, also your Google Drive for KW is actually unlimited. If you work with a team, for all the videos, I think a lot of times people trade videos and creative elements for like one-time disposable use. They use it once, they edit a video, and then they just throw everything away. That's what people always do. But what I've learned is that for every video that you take, when you're done with it, the footages and all, just upload it to Google Drive, rename it, organize it properly, and actually all of the footages are used many times, right? We have recycled it so many times.
Yeah.
Right,
many
and then
times.
it looks fresh. All you did was just you added a hook point. where you look like you're trying to take off your shirt. Was that the intention?
That wasn't the intention, but it got a lot of people's attention. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does look like you're taking off your shirt.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Haram.
It's okay. Yeah. So I guess resourcefulness is really an attitude, right? So stop focusing on what you don't have and start focusing on what you have. All of the materials that you need to create a video, you have it in your phone ready. Yeah. Stop deleting it. Stop deleting it. Upload it to Google Drive. Share resources. Right. And Jarrel, have any thoughts to it about resourcefulness?
We have some questions. Do you wanna check it out?
Ayo.
Like in terms of
Okay.
the apps
Okay,
that we
okay.
use.
We use a lot of what's the thing called? InShot. We use a lot of InShot. Yeah.
InShot,
Sometimes we
yeah.
use Final Cut Pro, we use iMovie and all, but most of the time we use InShot. It's easy to edit. Right. I realized that we are not in the creative media business, so you don't need to have a digital Dolby 4K video editing quality and all, right. It just need to be presentable and professional. And a lot of times InShot enables you to save a certain template. And we used to edit videos for a few hours. Nowadays we edit video, we can get it done in like half an hour or 15 minutes, right? For a video like that, maybe less than 15 minutes. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Jarrel, you want to add anything like to resourcefulness? Like what can we really leverage on? What can we use?
Yeah, I see a lot of questions also talking about how they don't have a handsome face like Zeb, and 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 maybe that's like that's one thing to highlight about resourcefulness, because resourcefulness is a mindset. It's not to look at what you don't have, but it's to look at what you can use in your hands currently. So for example, our team, we practice this culture within ourselves a lot of times, which is to leverage on each other's success. It's very important because most of the time we look at workplaces, we look at the statistics of how many agents are closing each quarter of the year, and we see the numbers. It's so impressive, but we ask ourselves, but I didn't contribute to the closing, why should I bother with the numbers? But another mindset that we can approach is, I think resourcefulness is where we can take these numbers and we can leverage on it, and we can use it to reach out to our clients. For example, I think team closed this amazing deal. I think it was fire, man. It was 82 million at Section 13, and for me, I used that to actually touch base with the managing directors of the lands that I was actually working on. And they were very impressed. They were actually very impressed. They asked me a lot of questions. Some of them actually called me and asked me, this land was for sale. How come we didn't know about it? Next time you have any lands, please propose to me. And I'm using that. What I'm doing is I'm using that to build a relationship with them. It's not me that closed the deal, but it's the team. I'm leveraging on the team. And for us, LCI Plus, we are practicing that culture each day, every day actually, and it's really useful actually. It's really just a mindset thing, and it's really going to be beneficial for our business. In fact,
Right.
that's all I
I
gotta
want to
say.
highlight. I mean, like just an example. If I were to put it into a practical way, maybe example. Say Christopher closed the deal. Let's say in Subang. I would be shameless to send it to my prospect who I'm trying to get the listing for a long time, or client that I want to reach out for a long time. I say, hey, last week one of my colleagues closed a deal in Subang Jaya. They listed the listing and closed it within 7 days. So if you're looking to sell or looking to buy, you can always reach out to us. And indirectly, I just got a listing, right? Did I close the deal? No. Right. But I used that for my advantage. Right, correct. And I remember Jarrel shared with me, Jarrel actually obtained a mandate from a public, not from a guy that controls 3 to 4 public listed company that they are disposing of land, right? I remember that they don't give anyone any mandate. And he managed to get a mandate, guys. Like a lot of big companies agents try to get a mandate, but we got the mandate with our name, REN number, and a director CEO there with a company shop. I remember that, right? So the question is, are we leveraging on all these kind of tools or not? But that we see all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to play that video, right? We don't have to play that video. Okay. Let's talk about mindset. Okay, I'll just play the video.
What video?
Yeah, the one that Jarrel shared that helped him got this thing. So I
share
created these videos. By the way, guys, if you say that you don't want to be in the video, you don't want to be in the video, fine. I'm not in this video at all, just to show you guys. Right. So if you don't want to be in a video, that's a classic example of I did not exist in a video. And a lot of times we follow up, we follow through, we don't follow back. The same video I sent this video to a lot of companies, directors and all. And I think I get at least 3 to 4 inquiries. I'm not afraid to tell you, UEM Sunrise approached me directly. Do you have any other lens in PJ? Right. I'm not afraid to tell you, you can't undercut me. Right. So, yeah. So my question is, when you see that, are you thinking that, hey, Tim just closed the deal, nothing to do with me, or the guy is just lucky, or man, sucks to be me. Well, he don't care. No, use the video, the listing that you've tried to get all this while. Send it to your client. Hey, last month, one of my team members, we are all in the same company, right? Last month, someone from my company closed the deal. By the way, if you're looking to sell or if you're looking to buy, please reach out to me. Right, that's a very great touch point. So are you using it, or are you just letting it slip through your mind? Right. Okay, great. Since we talk about mine, right? It's 10:05, guys. I think we can pull it off. We just need to survive another 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes, guys. Let's talk about how to bring clients to appointments. A lot of times agents are struggling to bring clients from campaigns in the appointments. What are the best practices?
Learn to ask.
Learn to ask. Is there like a response time that you follow, or is that gonna answer that? I mean, how fast
okay.
how fast you respond to client and all?
For campaigns, right? Because every time they register, so basically we got this practice of like, once we run a campaign, we will just monitor the campaign. I think within 30 minutes we will monitor at least once or twice. So that every time a new register comes in, we try to contact them within the 10 minute time frame. That is because we just want to have fast response time. Yeah, because I think 80% of the clients will stick to you if you just reach out to them first. You keep them in contact. Yeah, right. Tim?
Right. Do you call first or you text first normally?
Of course, I will call first. Because I think engagement is key lah. You want to hear them. You want to talk to them. You want to get to know everything firsthand. Rather than text can last scene, right? Can blue tick. Yeah.
Right. And I remember that we tried one of our best practices is that we text our client and then we always ask our client. Here's a tip. We always ask our client, can we voice message them?
Yeah.
I'll always try to voice message my client, because if you were to look at the chat box right now, right? You see I type. See example, I type that and you read.
I love you.
You don't feel it, right?
Yeah, I can't.
Is that?
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
Wow.
Sounds. Oh, okay. My wife is staring at me. By the way, guys, you'll get what am I trying to say, right? A lot of
Yes.
times when you tell a client how great is your property and all, and there's only so much you can send it through a text, but when you send a voice message like, this is probably the greatest locations, transit-oriented development, and 7 modes of transportation, there's a lot of multinational companies here, you have to come and look at it. You have to check it out. Versus people don't feel that passion, right? The energy is not transferred, right? If there's such thing as energy transferred. Right, and also talking about mindset, I remember last week I attended a Malaysia housing developer summit. In the meeting, there were a few developers. I can't remember what's the Tan Sri, the Country Heights Holding guy. I can't remember what's his name. If anyone remember, you can help me put in the chat box. Udas Holding Managing Director is there. And then, Tan Sri Lee Kim Yu, and then Dato T is there. And then Simon Darby CEO is there. All of them were there. Now, think of it, right? A lot of us think that office spaces are dying. But last week, right, when I hear them speak, right, I see a different perspective. Now, Tan Sri and Dato say something very interesting. They said that they will need their staff to be back in the office because it's much more productive for them. But they might need a bigger office space. Because of social distancing, they need per person per square feet slightly bigger for social distancing. So probably you could be occupying a 30, 40, 50 square feet office space. And because of social distancing, they actually need to upscale their office. Some of these developers talking. And we look at global trend, a lot of companies like Amazon, like Apple and all, they are asking their vaccinated staff to come back to office, right? So again, two school of thoughts. Are you looking at an opportunity or are you looking at a market that's dying? Whatever you focus on, you're gonna get that right. Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's go to the next thing, the last one. Not last one. We see if we have time or not. Let's talk about closing, guys. What do you think about closing? Everyone's talking about closing, right? Let's talk about closing.
Yeah, I think closing is like proposal, right? It's like there's no magic sentence to it. I mean, like if you don't spend enough time with your Anita, don't laugh, Anita. I mean, if you don't spend enough time with your girlfriend, she's not gonna say yes, right? Right, Tim? How your wife say yes to
Right.
you?
Yeah. I believe that's for my case. So are you telling us your never mind? Right. So yeah, I always believe that closing is like proposal. It's how you treat your girlfriend. You spend time with her all the time, and then eventually when you pop the question, because there's trust, there's relationship build and all, will you marry me? And obviously she will say yes, right? It's not how you ask, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Any other things you want to add, guys?
Yeah, I think since you talk about so much about that, right? Well, let's talk about how most people fail in closing.
Wow. Okay. Look at how most people fail in closing, right? Okay. I actually have a slide for that also. Just a quick one, guys. I know we are running out of time. This is how most people screw up in closing, I believe. This is for us. The first thing is not asking enough questions and they start selling straight. They don't listen to their clients. They don't ask for the requirements. They start selling straight. Next thing, client has no budget or most of the time follow market rate. My key point from here, regardless how rich they are, even Bill Gates have a budget for every of his purchase. Right. The next thing is dealing through third parties, brokers, friends, family, uncle. I have a friend, I know someone's company, my father's friend, my neighbor, my uncle friend. We all heard of this, right? And think about it, how many times we wasted a lot of times and we have not closed, right? And of course, not touching base with your clients enough, unable to problem solve the issues. A lot of times, people don't close deal because they cannot problem solve, right? Unable to advise clients on certain matters, which is why I started the conversation today addressing what we should look at in terms of COVID data and also economic indicators, right? So if you cannot advise your client throw you a statement, COVID cases are so high, and then you just lost the conversation there and you couldn't close the deal. Doesn't qualify your clients, calculating the commission first before evaluating the listing, not verifying the ownership of the property, and a million more reasons. Now, I just want to quickly show you a few demos on how to find a larger shareholder. And I'm going to give you an example, right? See, this person texted me, "Hi, Timothy, my client is looking for a 5-acre land in Gombak for high-rise condo. Hi, Jessica, have we met?" No, her contact. Don't call her, guys. Okay, just example only. Right. I'm not directly dealing with that client through a middleman. What was my response? I'm sorry, I might not have that listing. The truth is, guys, Jarrel and Zeb, do we have listings in Gombak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because we know that not dealing with the direct party, the chance of closing is extremely low, I would say none, and you get undercut. So learn to say no, guys. And how do we know who is the largest shareholder of a company? I'm going to give you an example. So example, you're looking for this company called Rintis Malay Motors Sdn Bhd, right? Just give you an example for everyone's benefit sake. So the first thing first is I'll go through a company search. Pretty good income, 127.1 million profit in 2018. Director Zulfakar bin Muhammad Beledram. Very nice name, very hard to pronounce. Yeah. And then what do? You reach out to them directly. Will they reply? Depends. Depends how you carry yourself. Right. See, he's very friendly. If you're looking to expand, remember to call me. Sure. Just curious, why do you move out? They rented the land in Damansara Perdana, by the way. There's a motor showroom for sale. I saw for rental. I saw so many agents advertising, asking for 120,000 ringgit a month. Guys, if I were you, I'll take it off my iProp. It's too expensive. Recon cars cannot afford that. They can't even break even with that. Okay. He said rental 100K a month. That was his time. Now the owner revised to 120. He said, die man. This fella that made 127 million in 2018, every year their profit is around 100 plus million, cannot afford the rent. So yeah, understand your listing and stop wasting time on listings that cannot be done. Right, we are almost there, guys. We don't have much time left. And also, I think to stick with our clients, we actually share with them something, right? To let them stay with us. We actually tell them that buying a real estate is a tedious process. It's a 10-step process. A lot of times, agents just focus on helping you to buy. They just come in and service you during the purchase, but they are not with you in the entire process. So we make it into a very complicated, but it's actually a very common sense thing. It looks like this. Clients consultation, home buying goals, why am I making a purchase, financing, identifying the best property through data. I believe we all do this, right? But because we spell it out and we run this with them, vacant possession, defect liability period, furnishing the unit through our strategic partners, securing a tenant or Airbnb operator. And we added one thing, we notify you when it's the best time to sell, right? So because we show them this, our clients are more willing to stick with us. So if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead and do it. Guys, we need to end soon. Can I pass the time back to regional? Should I? Or should we not pass to them? Hello?
Yeah. Pass to me. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can have the last question later, but just before that, we just want to make quick announcements and I'll pass the time back to Tim for him to close, all right? So Mega Camp is coming up. This is a yearly event that KW in the US organizes, and it's targeted for high producing agents. So due to the pandemic, it's virtual this year. And it's held on the 23rd to 26th of August. Tickets are now $79 USD. If you have been monitoring it, it's been increasing from 59 to 69 to 79, and it will probably continue to increase. So do sign up ASAP. Sign up through your market centers if you're interested. Okay, if you're a guest and you want to sign up, email to hello@redfield.com, all right, and we will assist you. Okay, next slide. We have a very, very special session tonight with Mark Olesh. Mark Olesh is a KW Regional Director of South Florida region, and he will be talking about how to recharge and refocus with a forward-thinking mindset, right? It's very rare that we get international speakers, right? It's actually quite difficult to engage them because they're so busy and all. So this session is not to be missed. Please join us, and you really, really don't want to miss it tonight. Okay. The training calendar is up already for next week, right? So we are continuing our series on winning the market. Monday, we will start off with Winning Mondays with Jonathan and Bailey talking about leadership. And then on Wednesday, we have a very special guest again. He's Emre. He's the president and operating principal of the KW Turkey region. Right, what is so special about this session? He will be talking about how to win in a political and economic crisis, right? As you know, and I don't know whether you guys have read previous years, Turkey was under a very, very serious protest and political unrest a few years back, right? There were a lot of riots, there were a lot of protests, that people actually were casualties and dying, right? Because of this riots and all. A lot of political instability and very bad economic situation because of that. So Emre will actually share with us on how they actually braved through that situation and period and how they actually came out stronger from that. So KW Turkey, if you want to know, is one of the leading regions now, and they have actually recorded very steady growth over the past few years, and they are one of the leading regions in terms of KW worldwide. All right. So, and then on Friday, we have Ways to Win with Lily, how you actually be a local expert in the area. Okay, so that's it. Next, yeah. Okay, as mentioned in our SOC last week, HProp will be having a list and feature campaign. The top 3 agents will win. That means the top 3 agents with the highest total featured listings will win 500 credits each. And as a group, if we hit 3,000 featured listings, all agents will get 20% credits, credits rebate back to them. So this is also an individual, but also a group-wide. So yeah, do feature your listings, and this month, and this is not listed written here, but it's until 30th of September, all right? Okay, as launched last week, next, we have a collaboration with Ethica Insurance for medical insurance, medical card. And this promo, you will get a discounted premium. And this promo is also valid until the 30th of September, all right? It's only for KW refill rents, but it's also extended to your immediate family, your wife and children, okay? So if you're interested to sign up, there's a 20% discount if you actually do your annual premium, pay annual premium, right? Not monthly, but annual. So yeah, the terms and conditions and all are on Workplace. The information is all on Workplace, so please check it out there. And then finally, our national consumer campaign. Every Thursday, we will upload new touch points for you to send out to your clients. Please don't miss this and use this posters to actually keep touch with your clients. WhatsApp to them and ask them how you are, how they are, and stuff like that. All right. So yes, I think that's all for the announcements. We'll pass the time back to Tim for closing.
Great, guys. What's for breakfast?
McDonald's.
Just joking. Zeb, any last thoughts?
Maybe we
Thanks,
share
Zeb.
with them.
Just
Okay,
joking.
great.
Just joking. What's your last thought?
I think maybe the last tip to Ways to Win, Jarrel.
Any last tips?
Ways
to win. Self-mastery, man. Keep working on yourself 1% each day. Just 1% every day.
Wow. Tim?
How about
Zeb?
you?
Answer me first.
Yeah.
Answer me first.
I think for me, it's being accountable. So just for you all to know, right? In LCI, what we do is, because lockdown, we are all, sometimes we feel alone, lonely and all, right? But one thing of how we kept each other accountable was every day, we actually set a time like 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We were on our Google Meets or Zoom, then we just off the mic, but the camera is on, and we just work face to face just to keep each other accountable. And we do our lead generation, cold calling, posting campaigns, all these kind of things. I think that helps a lot for being accountable. Tim?
I think for me is that I like this quote: work hard on your job and you make a living. Work hard on yourself and you make a fortune. Right. So my question is, during this period of pandemic, there's a massive of wealth transferred. If you're not noticing that your net worth is increasing a lot, you're probably bleeding that you didn't realize. Right. The good news is that economy always happens in cycles. Just make sure when the next cycle comes, you're ready for it. Right. So I think that's all for today. Guys, enjoy your breakfast, and shall we end this with a prayer? I'm just joking. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Tim, you look like a food panda guy.
No. Guys, I think we cannot laugh. We're not muted, guys.
Oh
Okay,
my
let's
gosh.
leave.
Yeah.
Take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.